Hello everybody, this is John for PokerVIP.com, and in this video we are making part 11 of the epic TonyBet series where we're grinding all the limits and just playing as many games as possible against these weaker opponents. In this game I've loaded up 4 tables and I've actually got two games that are running heads up at the moment. And that's just because I feel, well, I want these games to start. Talking about heads up might be interesting. And also, if the game stops, we can just go ahead and jump on a regular 6-max one. But I'm essentially wanting to get a 50 and 100 NL game going, so what do you do on sites like this when the games aren't going? You sit and play them. That is the only way games will run, is if a couple of people play. I've got no idea about this Can Do. I do recognise the name. Got no idea if he's good or bad or whatever. So we're going to find out. We are going to find out. And then the other 2 tables, top right 5 NL, bottom left 25 NL. Going to give up with the 10 high there. Pretty tough board to continue bluffing. And nice, a plan is coming together, bottom right table. A new player has sat, IRBBQ. Making this video at 1 PM on a Monday afternoon, so pretty good traffic for this time of day. Got auto rebuy ticked on all tables. And off we go. And nice, that 50 NL table is now filling up nicely. 4 players sat. Hopefully the same will now happen for the 100 NL game. Easy peel here with the Jack 9. I'm going to fold the flop, even though we do have the Jack of Spades. A couple of obvious folds around the tables. Obviously when you're playing heads up and when you're playing shorter handed, you know, 3 or 4 handed, you're going to be wanting to open a bit wider. 3-bet a bit more frequently. And going to defend a very wide range versus a min raise, but 6-3 offsuit is just a little too wide. Shame we didn't play the nuts down here. We should have known. It's always a good thing in poker when you know what cards are coming. Had a real run of terrible cards top left table, which is pretty good in a way because he's just going to think we're actually too tight for heads up. You know, folding like 3 buttons in a row. Which means we might be able to exploit him in the future. Ace deuce, I just decided to flat pre-flop. Goes check, check. I think I'm going to check again and just basically try and induce some bluffs. I think he can go for a delayed c-bet pretty frequently on this board. So I think this is one where I'm basically going to tank call and then tank call any river. Like, doesn't even matter if it's like the Queen of Spades, I'm just going to go ahead and call. I think he's going to put me on like a Jack or something and bomb a lot of rivers. This one river is a great one for us. Still going to just be a check call though. He actually checks there, which is a shame. Oh, he made a pair. It's annoying when they make a pair. Nothing really happening on the other tables. By the way, TonyBet will be part of this year's online pokerleague.com. Make sure you go check out the site, get involved. They're going to be holding 5 €300 added tournaments, and that's going to go towards the overall leaderboard, where the winner walks away with over $7,000. 20th place gets just over 200. Great to see TonyBet involved. It will be run it twice as well. The only site that does run it twice tournaments. Just something a bit different from the usual cash grind. 50 NL table is really interesting that all players sat with 100 big blinds. I don't think I've ever seen that, let alone when a game's just starting. So, could be interesting. I may have actually found a 50 NL game of just regs, but we will see what develops. I'm definitely happy to get in the streets and, you know, play those games. Ace 4 here, just going to go for a half pot. And same with the 10 deuce. Interesting river there, set of 3 wins. Ace-9 going to open up in the cut-off four-handed. We make a deuce on the turn here. Going to go for a 3-bet with this King-Jack, and I'm going to check. Oh, I'm just going to call any river bet here, but I can do. The 9's not a great card as 6-9, 6-7 gets there. Once he checks here, it kind of feels like ace-high. Not too sure how often that calls me though. Ace-9, I have been 3-bet, so I'm going to opt to fold. Okay, looks like someone did almost come and join the 100L game, but left. A9's pretty close. It is pretty close. A9 suited certainly always calling, possibly squeezing sometimes. A9 off. Maybe should err on the side of a fold. 8-10, going to go ahead and defend blind versus blind. We can also 3-bet this hand. And once he checks, I'm going to bet once and be done. Going to go ahead and 3-bet the ace-jack. Very strong heads up. The first 3-bet of the match. How nitty is that? And it's a very strong hand. He calls, and we get an interesting flop here, one that we can certainly go ahead and bet. We could also check call here with the ace of clubs. But with the backdoor, the running straight draw, obviously, it just completely plays well for us. Great turn card here. And we're just basically going to bet big and then, jam like any river. Set this up for a pot-sized river jam. I don't think he's going to fold a hand like king-queen. But certainly going to put his queens under pressure on the turn. And also if he has a hand here like king-jack with a jack of clubs, he's going to put that under some serious pressure as well. But we can have the nuts, and he cannot. And we also block the nuts straight with the jack, so... Sets, yes, 9s or 3s, both possible. 2 pairs, Queen 9 suited, King 9 suited, King Queen suited, or even offsuits for the King Queen, possible. But yeah, we just put him under so... I mean, we just put everything into such a bad spot for him on that turn. And then on the river when we jam, pot size, and we have the ace of clubs in our hand, he is never going to be sat there like loving life unless he has a hand like a jack-eye flush. All of his 1 and 2 pairs are just really not looking that great. Looks like we do have a player joining here. What have we done there? What's happened? Not too sure what just happened there. 5's going to go ahead and open. 10 jack we're going to continue to bet. And we're actually going to go big here. I think... What's gone on? Not too much going on there. Anyway, ignore me. Going to go ahead and just bet the jack 10 with a straight draw. Again, just trying to put his queens under a lot of pressure. And also a hand like 6x will not be feeling good about his life right now. But yeah, this 100L guy who sat just looks perfect. I don't see him on any other tables, and he only has 70 big blinds. So that, to me, says probably a fish. I'm so confused what's going on with this top right table. It's gone like back to 5L to 10 and at 25L. It's saying that I'm sat twice, so I think that one might have just bugged out. Which you don't often see on this site, but I guess it happens to the best of them. I'm just going to pull up the table again. I think it was due to being on a waiting list or something. Something's obviously gone wrong there. But that's a quick fix. Note the tables have changed around now. New 5L table, bottom right. So 15L's bottom left now. 100L is top left. And 25L is now top right. Seven five. Langus just sits down, plays a 7-5, loses. That's pretty good news. Do 3, definitely calling 3-way. Interesting sizing here. Bottom left, I did have a 10. I'm going to go ahead and just 3-bet get in. Sorry, 4-bet get in the jacks here. I mean, it's just a monster 3-handed against someone who we perceive as a fish. Gonna go quite large on flop. 7-10 I'm gonna defend, you see I'm gonna fold. He calls pretty quick, and we get another really good turn card there. I'm gonna guess this guy has a pair of 9s. Or like a queen high flush draw. Or quads. Or quads. That works well. Yeah, nothing we can do there. He played his hand well. I will not hate. I did not think we would beat though. I was laughing all the way to the bank, which is why I should never celebrate before a hand is over. He must have heard me dissing him. He must have heard it. Because he got his payback there. Just flops the nuts, turns the nuts. And leaves me hanging with jacks. Feeling very, very sad about the situation. Interesting here that he limps. Not too sure what that means. So I'm going to just go ahead and raise it up with 4s. We could also just check here. It doesn't feel too good if he limp raises. But depending on his sizing, we can definitely peel in position. One thing to know is he does have under 80 big blinds. He's actually gone ahead and called that bottom left table. And made a very good call with the king 9. So also when you see somebody like tanking on another table, that's a very good time to go ahead and like, you know, raise them and exploit them on like another table. Because his thought process is just elsewhere. He's not really thinking. He's probably not that bothered. He probably just wants to get his decision over there correct. So definitely a time to go ahead and take advantage. That Laginess hand where he had quads with our jacks, pre-flop is totally standard. Flop is really good. We have to go slightly larger there just because he's going to have like lots of draws, lots of pairs that he doesn't want to fold. And then also on the turn, it is just a straightforward jam. Checking would not really achieve anything, and due to his stack size and the pot size, it's just a very straightforward all-in. You know, it's like protection value, and also say he does have a hand like 9s. We don't want to check and the river to be an ace, and we lose action. 9-10 suited called a 3-bet here out of position. Flop top pair, no backdoor. So this will be a pretty easy check call on flop and decide turn. Not a good turn card here. The fact that he can now take the lead, or he's now picked up a lot of draws. Goes check check, and I'm just going to put like a really small blocker / value bet out here. And he actually folds very quickly, so I just guess he had some sort of like ace high that he just was done with. Gonna see bet the 3s, gonna bet it like I've got it, and take it down on the ace high. Can do is very slow to act. Might be playing like on his phone or something. This phone icon means that the player has played on their phone at some point. Doesn't necessarily mean he's on now. It's pretty sick how many people have used it. It is a very good app. Android, iOS. Works on everything, so well worth checking out. I like to use it if I'm like playing their Sunday tournament. Just sat like in front of the telly, one tabling and chilling. I've been 3-bet quite frequently this game. Seems a lot of my opens have been 3-bet. I think we do need to always, you know, take note of and react to. But for now, we're just going to put it down to people playing correctly and us playing correctly as well. 7s, I've gone for the ISO. Flop an interesting one here. We've got the gut shot. Definitely not going to fold. We have a pair and the gut shot. He can have a hand like Queen 10, Jack 10, Jack Queen. King 7, good flop. Going to call again with the 7s here. Terrible river. This will now become a very easy fold. Because those hands I mentioned now all get there. King 7, just bet, bet, bet. Eugene's been stacked on the top right table. Reloads for what seems to be what's left in his account. Definitely worth noticing. Lots. I mean, I feel like I've said that a lot this game. You know, gotta take note of that. We've got to, you know, but it is true. You know, all these little things just add up to us making the correct decision, like time and time again. You know, maybe this guy's just going to gamble it off, or maybe he's actually going to not want to lose his stack. So that helps us when it comes to like bet sizing. If we don't think he wants to go broke, we don't put him all in. We put him, you know, we make a 75% of his stack bet kind of thing. And that is very true of this. The 7-3, I was happy to check, and now river I'm going to go ahead and bet. I can definitely have a straight here. Or a pair, or something. 5-7 I open, get a pretty bad flop, we're going to go ahead and bet it. There are some good turns, that's not one of them. I think once he calls we just shut down. He's going to have some kings and nines for sure. And yeah, I think I'm just happy to go ahead and check, fold that one. Queen 4 we opened, and I'm definitely happy to c-bet this. Lots of good turn cards. Also as well, if you raise me on this flop, this would definitely be a hand I would float with. He just calls and we get a really bad turn card. Certainly doesn't improve him though. Not going to have that many 10x's in his range, so again we're just going to put him under pressure. We know he likes to fold a lot to a double barrel, so here we go again. Threes, four-handed, we flop a set on a pretty wet board, and we get a pretty terrible turn card there. But looking at the size of this guy's stack, thinking that he's not just going to be like, you know, flush heavy or hands that be me heavy, I'm just going to bet and not think about folding. Ace deuce I open and get led into. I'm happy to just call. You know, very interesting flop, the fact that we've got bottom pair and a backdoor flush draw plus the ace. And on this river I'm going to fold to this large sizing. But I was just definitely happy to like check and then hopefully check and go to showdown on river. Or fold if he gets fruity, but the straight does complete. Plus there's 4 overcards out there. That's also a pretty big negative when you're thinking about calling. A7 I open, get 2 callers. I'm going to go ahead and make the fold. If you do have any questions, please leave them below. Going for the peel there with the ace-3, and I'm going to bet the a7, just again, lots of very good turn cards. I'm going to go ahead and 3-bet the ace-jack for value. He called me absurdly quick. I think I'm going to go for a check call line. And again on the turn. And probably again on the river. Well, definitely again now on the river. Just go check again. See if we can get this guy to bluff. He pop bets, we make it a pretty easy call. And he had a 6. That's a shame, that's unfortunate. Seems to be running into pretty nutted hands when I'm trapping, and also with very strong hands. A7 is going to check. I'm going to beat a few hands that he check called flop with. Wow, he actually floated me with A7 off out of position when I've bet into 2 people, and then didn't make a play for it. Interesting. Don't like that line by him at all. Queen 7 I just decided to complete. And my flop thought is to basically just check and see what happens, but never really think about folding here when we have top pair and the backdoor flush draw. Not a good turn card. Maybe one of the turns we actually check fold here. And I think I'm just going to bet. And hopefully get called by worse. Could definitely take the logic of just treating this as a bluff catcher on the river. Could go either way. King Jack, I'm just going to opt to peel. Flop really well. This will be a very obvious check call. On the turn here, I'm actually going to get a little bit funky and go for an overbet. Something I generally do with draws. So to balance it out, I want to go ahead and do that with my strong hands as well. Sadly though, he just goes ahead and mucks. We've woke up with the jacks again, guys. And we're going to go for the 3-bet. I'm surprised Laganas didn't just snap the call there. Will not be folding here versus can do. You know, 300, 90 big blinds, pocket jacks. I've definitely been the more aggressive guy on this table, 3-betting a bit too often. He probably knows I'm a Poker VIP coach. All of those things just gives us way less respect. And he's gone for the 4-bet here, and we're just going to dwell up for a few seconds and rip it in. Folding, it's just out of the question because of everything I spoke about. Calling, don't like at all. Our hand just does not play that well post-flop out of position. So we're just going to flick it in, and hopefully we're ahead. And hopefully we win the pot. I don't think he's tanking here as a decision. I think he's just slow to act. You know, he might have some lag or something. And he does just go ahead and fold. He will be very disappointed in that. You know, I have been 3-betting frequently. His idea to 4-bet bluff is a good one. But he just ran into a hand there that was just too big for me to fold. But I think I like him 4-betting me there, especially at that stack size, and I like his sizing. I think he can get that bluff through an awful lot of the time. King Jack, we can either bet or we can go for a check call line. I've decided to go for the check call. Do apologize, I just hit the mouse very hard there. I did hear that in one of my previous videos. I do just randomly click it. I'm going to just keep thinking here and go for a call. And on this run out, it's just going to be a call as well. Really not looking forward to facing a large bet here. But once we do take this line, we take this line forever and hope it's good. Nice. Again, I like his heart, but our line is a very obvious and easy one for us to take. It makes us a lot of money. And I know you're thinking, will people really fire 3 bets like that at 5-L? Yes, they will, because some 5-L players are incredibly good. You just have to have the thought that's slightly better than theirs, that you know they're going to do that, so you're just going to follow the plan and make some money. Jack 10, Razy Daisy. 7-5 here versus a pot size bet. I'm going to fold. And fold to this lead again. Going to call with the Queen 10. Don't mind going 3-way. Everybody loves a 3-way. Going to check and fold the 3-9. You know, it's such a playable hand. We don't mind going multi-way. Definitely don't need to think about squeezing, especially versus 2 opponents who are prone to call. I don't think I'm going to get ace highs to fold here. So it is one of those hands I just give up with and wave the white flag. I doubt I get king high to fold either. Good job that flop didn't come clubs. We would have been third. Fold the Jack 3. Three bet and a call here. I had a 3 and I also had a Jack. I'm going to call the A7. Bet and take it if can do. I do definitely enjoy watching others play. Wow, that's interesting. Bottom right table. A huge squeeze and a snap call there by Verikas. We're going to get out of the way. I mean, I think All Good is probably a bit too aggressive. But probably against weaker players it's going to work well. And he goes for a check call here. On the Ace Jack 10. So he probably doesn't have a set. He's probably like Ace Queen or Ace King Heavy or flop the nut straight. He has, however, gone ahead and called turn and led Jam River. What the hell? And he gets the fold. I have no idea. I have no idea. What are these guys doing? You'd almost think they were dumping money, but nope, everyone is just that bad. Yeah, I mean, I have literally no clue. Literally no clue. I don't get how you fold that quick as well. Like, games are good. They're never getting worse, that's for sure. They're only getting better. And with the OPL coming, which is onlinepokerleague.com, it's just going to get even better because, you know, lots of tournament players are going to play the sort of added money. They're going to come and play the cash games with their winnings. So it is definitely a good time to be signed up to TonyBet. I'm going to go ahead and just peel the Queen 9 here. One thing to note is he 3x'd it and he's normally been min raising. Terrible flop for us, so it will just be a fold. King 4 we muck. Ace 6 we can go ahead and defend again. Ace 10, I mean, I think I'm just going to call this guy down and just never fold. Ace 6 I'm going to bet, 3-4 I fold, 3-8 I fold. And yeah, I mean, if the 7 or a deuce or something comes on the river it sucks, but I'm just not folding. Sigh. The trap was set, the trap was real. You just got there with the old 5 deuce. Not ran too good this video. Definitely evens out. There was a couple of episodes I've ran like God. Or if you don't believe in God, then like Usain Bolt. 3s, we flop a set. On a wet board, I normally opt to raise my sets because, well, we can have a lot of draws and he can have a lot of draws, so that gives people more of a reason to go ahead and put money in and not think about folding or, you know, whatnot. King Queen, I'm just going to bet my straight draw. Terrible turn card for us there with the Queen of Diamonds. I'm going to go ahead and check back. And not the best river either. Ace Queen, we're going to go ahead and raise. I think the 3s here, we go pretty large and make it look a bit bluffy. Ace Queen, we're going to check after 3-betting on a board that really helps him and does not help us. And I'll fold the river, by the way. This is a bet fold with the set. Ace Deuce, I peel, we flop 3 of a kind. I think I'm going to go for a lead here. We get a call with the 3s. I think he's like, okay, you raise flop, you check turn, you pot river. That doesn't make sense. So we're going to get called very wide there. I'm going to check the ace deuce now. He might have been floating, or he might have just been trying to get there. He had kings, by the way, without a diamond. I think I'm going to check the river again here, see if I can induce. Sadly not. Not too sure what he had to that line. Surely not a jack. Wow, ace high, okay. Okay, this guy just does not believe me. Gonna wrap it up after these hands. Part 11, still 13 parts to go. Like I said, I will be showing off some tournaments coming up as well. Ace Queen, we go for a 3-bet. King 4 suited with open the button. Bottom 2 tables are now out of play. Our slow friend can do, having a good tank. As he likes to do. King 4 I bet, and I'm going to give up once I've turned nothing. Hopefully a king or something. Sadly not, just going to be a loser. Don't think there's many hands we can bluff on this river, so we're done there, which now leaves the ace queen. If Can Do would like to act today, that would be fantastic. He does indeed go and act, and we go ahead and c-bet a 10 high board. I expect a lot of calls here. A lot of floats with overcards. A lot of pairs calling. A lot of sets calling. Straight draws calling. So I don't see many folds happening here. But that can definitely lead to us doing some good funky stuff on turns and rivers, depending on the run out. That's not a good turn card. Basically, I would have bet any over, or maybe thought about checking any aces or queens. So then I could go for river value or induced bluffs. But on this one, it's just going to be a fold to a bet. And we do get the queen on the river, and I think I'm going to go for one of my large bets here, make it look a bit bluffy. He can have definitely followed me with king queen or jack queen as well. If he raises, it will be a fold. But I want him to basically be sat here with like a 7, and also, you know, just to really put him in tough spots, like when this is a bluff with a hand like king jack, or maybe just like a small pair like 3s or 4s that we're now turning into a bluff. I just really want him to be in like really horrible spots here with second and third pair type hands. He knows I'm leaving. If he's paying attention, he can see I'm sat out of everywhere. He's involved in a 3-bet pot on the other table. Lots of these things could lead him to making the wrong decision and calling with his ace-deuce. Sorry guys, I know you've probably all been like ready to leave the video now. This guy is tanking. I don't think I'm going to get raised. That would be sick, but I would be tempted to call now he's taken this long. I think I call if he raises now. Before it would have been like a very easy fold, but now it kind of feels like after all this time I'd call. But anyway, he goes ahead and folds. I was John for PokerVIP.com. Good luck at the tables, and I'll see you for part 12.